The Marvel Universe is filled with terrifying villains who have repeatedly fought our heroes in the comics. Some are pretty relevant and famous, like the Mad Titan Thanos or the legendary Doctor Doom. However, the massive Marvel Universe also contains many underrated villains that have yet to enjoy mainstream success. Today, we are going to talk about a similar villain. This creature is a Soviet scientist who wants to take over the world with his extreme intelligence and thousands of soldiers under his command. No, I'm not talking about Red Skull, but the super underrated Gremlin. Now, Gremlin is not his real name, it's Kondrati Topolov, and he is the son of the famous scientist named Gargoyle, who was a mutant genius and also a scientist for the Soviet government. Now, Gremlin is considered as a minor villain of the Incredible Hulk, and no, I'm not criticizing his miniature size, but his appearance in Marvel Comics. However, with his brief time in the comics, he has managed to contain the Hulk for days and has also fought the Iron Man with his own armor. Therefore, we at Marvelous Videos have decided to explore everything there is to know about this underrated character. So let's sit tight and enjoy the tale of the terrifying Gremlin. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Who is Gremlin? Although he is a villain, the backstory of Gremlin is rather sad and his entire life purpose is based on confusion, but more on that later. Kondrati Topolov actually grew up in a Soviet facility after the death of his father. The reason behind this has to be his terrifying appearance. Kondrati Topolov was very short and had a massive head, giving him a monster-like appearance, which is why the name Gremlin. But he made up for his lack of strength and height with his genius-like intellect. Gremlin started to advance Soviet technology when he was a young child and quickly rose the ranks. He was extremely loyal to the Soviet motherland and deeply hated the United States. This is also due to the mysterious death of his father. Gremlin learned that his father Gargoyle was killed by the Hulk, but that's not true. The reality is that Gargoyle was experimenting on the Hulk to cure his exposure to radiation, but torturing the Hulk never helps, and you just make him more angry. But that didn't happen here, in fact. It was the complete opposite. Bruce Banner cured Gargoyle, but later he committed suicide for unknown reasons. On the other hand, Gremlin grew up with deep hatred for the Hulk and vowed to take revenge on the Green Beast. He was also close to completing his ultimate revenge of beating the Hulk, but before that storyline, let's talk about his powers and abilities. Powers and abilities. Now, the villain we are talking about is a feared mutant who has a massive head and thinks he is the greatest in the world. This is a recipe for disaster, and Gremlin perfectly encapsulated that. Additionally, he was also born in the Cold War era, where enmity between the USA and the Soviet Union was at an all-time high. Gremlin took advantage of this and used his genius-level intellect to create weaponized suits for the motherland. He also came up with a replica of the gas that General Ross used to incapacitate the Hulk. But one of his most prized possessions has to be the secret underground city he built in the snowlands of Canada. The facility was kept secret until the Incredible Hulk arrived. In retrospect, Gremlin is a genius scientist who specializes in genetic engineering, designs battle armors and exoskeletons, and also advanced computer technology to a great extent. He really helped the Soviet Union keep up with the technological advancements of the West. But Gremlin didn't just invent things for the Soviet Union, he also had a personal agenda, and that was the Titanium Man armor. Yes, it was as impressive as it sounds. Gremlin used this armor to go head-to-head with the Hulk as well as Iron Man. The suit had everything installed in it. It had a Class 50 superhuman strength, and the durability was able to withstand massive damage from the Hulk. The Titan armor suit was also able to fly at a supersonic speed with the ability of energy projection. Basically, it was the Iron Man suit, but not aesthetic and cool looking and without a few prominent features. However, the suit served a purpose and really gave the Hulk and Iron Man a hard time. Inside Gremlin's mind. The Incredible Hulk, number 163. Gremlin seems like a popular villain considering his powers and abilities. Therefore, the Marvel Universe has decided to reintroduce this villain, but this time as a sidekick to the Hulk. Interesting, right? But before we talk about this potential series, it is important to know about his previous appearance in the Incredible Hulk comics, and for that, we will explore issue number 163, which was released way back in 1973 and had elements of the Cold War and also General Thaddeus Ross in his prime. The story starts with Hulk trying trying to evade forces who want to capture him. Basically, there was a stigma that Hulk wanted to destroy everything, but that's not true. The Green Beast just wants to stay away from all the destruction. However, his lack of communication and angry face gives a different idea altogether. Hulk tries to say the same thing in the comics, but with his limited, puny vocabulary and a lot of rage. So coming back to the story, after evading the many planes that General Ross had sent behind him, Hulk escapes to a massive underground city and is immediately taken aback. It's something he's never seen before, a city built under the cover of ice. However, while Hulk is admiring the view, Gremlin has taken notice of his arrival and quickly employs his battle armors to contain the beast. But we all know that it's not easy to contain the Hulk, and he can destroy the entire city in a blink of an eye. Gremlin knows this, and he is prepared. He asks his soldiers to release the toxic gas, and slowly the Hulk loses control and is caught by the Soviet soldiers. What's even more interesting is that Gremlin always wanted to capture the Hulk and experiment on him. He had devised various plans to capture him, but guess what? He fell right into his city, and now he can perform all the experiments he wants. While Gremlin was enjoying the moment, he is made aware that American forces are still looking for the Hulk and they need to be contained immediately. Gremlin has a plan for that as well. It seems that this young kid is too smart for his age. He has devised an interesting invention called the null ray. So basically he fires it towards the plane and suddenly all the aircraft lose control and are suspended in the middle of the air. They were basically suspended in a beam of light. General Ross takes it upon himself to help his soldiers and quickly leaves on an aircraft of his own. After seeing the general, Gremlin gets even more excited. He feels he is super lucky that the Hulk and the esteemed General Ross are coming his way on the same day. General Ross tries to release his soldiers from the beam of light, but is interrupted by Gremlin's battle armor, who captures him and takes him back to this mysterious city. So now we have the Incredible Hulk and General Ross at the same place. Spoiler alert, this is going to be a recipe of disaster for the Gremlin. Maybe the young kid is too confident in his abilities. While General Ross was taken to his cell, Gremlin started his experiments on the Hulk. First, he tried to assess his strength, and it was unbelievable. Hulk could easily lift 20 tons of magnets apart for around 2 hours. Additionally, the Hulk can also hold his breath underwater for more than 1 hour before his lungs start to fill with water. Interestingly, this serves as a great benchmark for all the readers who want to find out how strong the Hulk actually is. Also, he achieved this impeccable feat while being under the influence of the toxic gas. While the Gremlin was conducting his experiments, he told the Hulk about his revenge and how the Green Beast killed his father. But we all know that Hulk is not good with explanations, and maybe Bruce Banner can help him with that. Talking about Banner, soon the toxic gas becomes too much for the Hulk, and he transforms back into Bruce Banner. Gremlin is super surprised after watching this transformation, but is also a bit disappointed. He wanted to complete his experiments because that would help him create an exoskeleton armor just like the Hulk. Banner gets called puny by the Gremlin and is transported to prison because he only wants to work with the Hulk. While going to the prison, Banner finds General Ross, who gives him a secret letter. Ross advises Banner to turn into the Hulk to make a quick escape, but the plan needs to be on hold because suddenly Gremlin has a huge interest in Banner. He learns about his exposure to gamma radiation and wants to use his blood for further experiments. Banner tries his best to stop the guards, and even punches one, but he has no strength to escape. The guard gets hasty and tries to exact revenge on Banner by beating him. However, that doesn't work out in his favor because he soon transforms into the Hulk and starts to smash everything in his path. This time the Hulk is even scarier and is super angry. Hulk wants to find Gremlin and beat him to a pulp, but is stopped by his legion of armored soldiers. Hulk takes a lot of fire, but suddenly the same gas is released. He needs to make a quick escape and tries to find a way out. Hulk then comes across General Ross, who orders him to break his cell. But guess what? Hulk hates General Ross. It is Bruce Banner who respects the General, and this is way before Banner had control over the Hulk. So basically, Hulk escapes the city without General Ross. On the other hand, Gremlin is super furious and is planning his revenge. Following this sequence, the issue soon comes to an end, and Gremlin is later reintroduced in the Armor Wars storyline, where he fights Iron Man with his own Titan armor. What's next for the Gremlin? Since his appearance in the Marvel Universe, Gremlin has always tried to improve his armor and finally found the best version with the Titan armor. Sadly, this villain met his demise at the hands of Iron Man during the Armor Wars storyline. But this is not his end, as he is being reintroduced as a sidekick to the Hulk. According to the new storyline, Gremlin is now part of Hydra and is brainwashing young superheroes into following this deadly organization. This storyline was started in the Spider-Woman comic issue number 10, where her son is kidnapped and brainwashed by Hydra. But wait, I just said that he is a sidekick to Hulk, so why would he kidnap other superheroes? The thing is, Gremlin is too intelligent for his own good. First, he started brainwashing people as an agent of Hydra, but then he started to spy on all the superheroes by becoming a sidekick to the Hulk as Titan. This is Gremlin's master plan, and this will probably make him an A-list villain of the Marvel Universe. The mutant boy from the motherland has come a long way and still has a long way to go. Conclusion. Sadly, the same can't be said about this video, which has come to an end. However, if you like the story of Gremlin and want to explore more information regarding these terrifying villains, then do check out the Marvelous Videos channel. Also, do let us know what you think about Gremlin's storyline and what the future holds for him. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.